Hi, it's Megan, and I wanted to do a review of the Stila Smudge Crayon Waterproof Eye Primer plus Shadow plus Liner. So when I put these on, because I put these on the colors that I have, I didn't use an eyeshadow primer because this says the primer too. So basically I got three colors. I got Smoke, and I'll have outdoor swatches. I need to get a new camera lens. I broke my last one and got a new better one, but it doesn't do kind of close-ups. So I have to get one that does, or it doesn't do as close-up as the other one, so I have to get those. But I will have swatches outside, which will show you the colors. And Smoke, I thought was just going to end up being, let's see, can you see, with like a real taupe, because if you look at it, it looks really taupey. But it ended up being a little bit more kind of silver tones than I expected. So when they say Smoke, it really is kind of like a real kind of smoky, taupey, unusual color. I really liked it. I have a little bit on my wrist right there. I have all three on my wrist, and they're all smudged because I was playing around with them. So that is Smoke right there. And I'll tell you why I was playing around with them in a minute. And then the next one is Midnight Blue, and this is like an off navy. So you can see it's almost navy, but not quite. I'm not really sure what the undertone is. It's kind of like a dark, I would say a tiny bit of, maybe tiny bit of like teal thrown into tiny. And then the last one is called Dazzle, and it is what it looks like, right? It's just a kind of a gray. It's not as shimmery as the Smoke, but it does have little bits of, tiny little bits of like glitter in it, which none of the others have. Let me put it on to make sure. Yeah, just tiny little bits of glitter. You really can't see it inside. You can only see, I could only see it outside. Maybe other people with better eyes could see it inside. So I just put a little bit more on. And so I did a look on my eyes with all of them, and I tried to smudge it with my favorite little smudging brush, which I thought was called a smoky eye brush. Depends on what site you look at though, because I looked at another site and they called it like a basic blending brush, which I guess it is too. So what did I think? First I'll show you what I did. I put this one, the Smoke, using my fingers first to blend as kind of like just a basic color on the lid, and then I tried to get it up in the corners, and I found that when I blended it like here on my lid, it blended a lot better and more evenly if I used a brush. But if I wanted to blend it up in the crease, there was almost no way to do it well because these set really fast, and once they set, it's kind of hard to blend them. So I found what worked better is if I put it directly on my finger and then blended it like that. So on finger first, not putting it on here. And then, in fact, when I put the blue in the crease and tried with my finger, it was a disaster. But when I put it on my finger first and then blended it, it worked out great. And so as far as the formula, I said I was going to talk about it later. I'll talk about it now since I started raising it. It really sets, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. When Stila says something is 24-hour and waterproof and everything, I don't leave makeup on overnight, so they don't call this 24-hour. When they say waterproof, I misunderstood this. Anyway, when they say waterproof or long-lasting, it doesn't say long-lasting, which is funny because these are super long-lasting on me. That's why I was kind of surprised. I have the other liquid liner, which is like a 24-hour waterproof thing, but these don't say that. These last so well, it's like ridiculous. You put this thing on and it could be one of those 24-hour formulas. This does not budge, and it keeps that beautiful, see how pretty the colors are? It keeps the color consistently the entire time. So you get the plus and the minus of having just a formula that sets and doesn't budge. It is a little bit harder to smudge, and if I were to wear these and do a look like this, I probably wouldn't do a look with just 3 crayons. I would probably mix in a little powder, because that you would get a softer look than with these not so blendable crayons. But they do blend, like you can see. They do blend some. You just have to blend fast, and you have to be organized about it because they do set. So I then put the Midnight Blue underneath, lined it there, and then a little bit of the darker gray is lining up on the eyes here, and then smudged a little bit, and then right here in this kind of outer crease as well. And then I took the Midnight Blue and I tried a bunch of different ways to blend it into the crease. It wasn't so easy, and like I said, the best way was taking it on the finger and then just blending it in like this. And when you do that, when you learn kind of how to use the formula, it's a lot more blendable than if you don't make that little extra effort, and then it's easy. And then I put the charcoal on the waterline, it did not carry down to my lower waterline at all. I use that as a test. Some softer formulas, you put it up here and it kind of starts looking black down here. I usually don't line the lower waterline. It makes me look too hard, and I actually don't like it. I did it this time, which it's hard to get off, which is why I didn't redo my eyes. But I then took the blue and did that on the lower waterline. I'm not loving that. Honestly, I do think it looks too harsh on me, but it's a very pretty look if you want kind of a really darky, smoky eye. What I would do if I were actually going to wear it outside, which I might, I would take a little bit of charcoal powder shadow and I would just mix it in, or maybe a blue that matches the midnight blue, just to soften the look up a little bit. But I love the colors. I think they are absolutely amazingly gorgeous. They're pigmented, the colors are long wearing, and they look pretty while you wear them. They don't really fade that much until maybe 8 or 10 hours, and then you start seeing some fading. But this was an amazing product. I love it, and since I'm always looking for products that I can just throw on and wear like forever, I am so glad I got these three. My favorite of the colors, if I were to get one, I actually, let me look at my wrist real quick. I can't pick actually. I like them all. And I do like mixing the blues with the grays. I love that kind of a smoky eye look, so I don't have a favorite. I like them all. That's it. Please subscribe on YouTube. Please comment. If you have these in other colors, I would love to hear, because I might buy another one. I also do videos for my book, child focused education book called Get Your Child to the Top. And I think that is it, which is good because my battery on my camera is about to die.